All right, so let's get this started. Welcome to the Nitty Gritty, episode number 19. Ooh, we're getting so seasoned in experience. So we're sitting here with Carol.
With Carol.
Heck yeah.
How many people call you Carol?
Everyone calls me Carol.
And I kind of love it because it just works.
Well, like when I'm walking down the street or up at Swiss Days, they're like,
Right.
Carol for president.
I
Like,
can't
it's like,
listen.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Swiss Days. So I'm a Heber local.
Oh,
So I
okay.
grew up, and Swiss Days to me is like going to a Satan worshiping convention. Like I would rather like die than go to Swiss Days. There's just too many people
Oh my gosh.
and too confined of an area.
It really, it
My
it
was.
mom and
makes-
sisters love it.
Well, see, everybody outside of Heber loves it, but if you don't, there's just not a lot of ways into it or out of it, and it just gets a little insane. So, but once you're in there, the scones are great.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. We
So
definitely,
that's kind of worth it.
It's the only thing we bought.
So we're sitting down with Abi Ayres. I nailed it,
Yep, nailed it.
right? Totally different spelling of all of your name. Even Abi is A-B-I,
Yes.
and then it's A-Y-R-E-S.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Married to Ammon
So
Ayres.
proud of you. Yes. Wow.
Did you do
Ammon's
a bunch
my
of
boy.
research?
I know.
No,
Did
I
you
just
research?
listen.
Are you
I
a
didn't really
stalker?
have to research with Abby because I just became an instant fan. So let's do a little background on this. So we interviewed the Johnson files, right? The Howards. So
Who are amazing.
they're amazing. You didn't go to their show, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you did.
We
Did
did
you go
on
to the
Saturday.
afternoon one?
Yeah.
Oh, we went to the night one.
It was so good.
It was
So good.
so
So
funny.
good.
Like their brain. How does somebody's brain work that fast?
What's funny is my wife made a great point. They're asking us for like funny lines, and we're all just like, "Ugh." But they can think of a whole musical instantly and act it out.
It's amazing.
And it's unbelievable. So yeah, Johnson Files they're incredible. You got to follow them. But so I get a text from Nicole, right? And she says, "Hey, we need a place to film this salon bit that we want to do." Actually, my wife had DM'd them because Sean had put something out like, if anybody has a salon that we could use, we have an idea. And my wife's like, I've got a salon in my house. I'm Bam Bam's wife. You know him. If you guys want to use the house, great. So they show up, and they were already huge fans of Abby. I didn't know anything about Abby. And when they walked in, they kind of talked to me as if like, you know her. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. Just that like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. And then I go in the family room and I start like, okay, Abby,
Like, who is
A-B-B-Y.
this?
I start going through their followers. I'm like, I don't see an Abby. It was just because I was spelling it wrong. But once I found what they had seen and what made them reach out to her,
Oh man.
I about peed myself. I was dying. So you have, a, what do we call the little circles?
Like a little highlight.
A little highlight called Carol for President, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Saved up the
Pause
at
the
top of my feed.
podcast right now.
And go there.
Pause. Okay. If you have ADHD, write a note that you have to come back to this podcast when you're done watching
Write
it.
it on your arm or something so you
But
see it later.
I have goosebumps thinking about how funny this is. So I want your like personal take on this day, okay? Because basically, in
Walk
a
through
nutshell,
it.
Abby had gone to get a haircut, and Abby, once you start watching her, you'll realize that she keeps it real. How she's feeling, right? It doesn't matter what she's
You
dressed
gotta
in.
be real.
It doesn't matter. She'll be dunking fries and eating them and chewing them in the video. Like whatever she's doing in that moment, she's filming. And I love it. Oh, I love it so much. I have so much respect for it because I could never do it. But she reviews her own haircut. And it is
Well, it's hard not to.
one of the most
It's like, oh
authentic,
my gosh.
hilarious videos. So tell us about that day. So
So it's
tell us
just
about the
like
haircut.
any other day,
Right.
right?
It's not like any
to
other
get
day,
a
Abby.
haircut.
For a presidential
It
candidate.
is like it's a day that will live in infamy.
Well, I like Instagram is kind of my outlet as a mom.
Right.
And like it's just kind of like a hobby, really. It's just a little like outlet because you never, as a mom
So-
of 3 little kids, it's like I don't get any human interaction. So my only escape is like Instagram stories. So I've been doing it for like ever since stories came out. I don't know why, but just like it's just like my little thing.
It's your place to vent. How many followers did you have before this video?
So I had like my OGs. I call them my
The
1200
originals.
OGs.
The people that will brag like I knew her before the haircut.
Exactly.
Right,
and I love them. And like 1200 people. So like 1200 followers.
Whoa. You had 1200.
1200 OGs.
And so,
my gosh,
I want to know when you started with the stories, why? I mean, because you've been consistent. I mean, I went back and kind of looked through it. Like
I've been doing this for a long time.
Quite a bit.
And that's always the question. And it was always like, oh, should I delete this? Like, no, this is like my hobby. Like, it's my hobby. And it's not for anybody but me. It's kind of like my journal because I don't write in a journal.
Who does? People that say they write in a journal are liars, except for Kim.
It's literally
Kim
my
White,
own little journal. Yeah, so it was just kind of, it's literally like my little hobby.
This running in the background. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, great. So anyway, we're watching. Watching
I
it.
won't even pay attention.
Cameron had the Instagram video pulled up.
Yeah, I go get my hair cut. My hair is like, it's bleached the crap. I bleached the crap out of it. So it was like falling off. And I'm like, we got to do something. So I go in there.
Have you been to this person before?
Yes. And she's
amazing.
amazing. She's amazing. And this is everybody's question. Because it's not her. Like, she's a professional. She's amazing. And I had just damaged my hair like crazy. So there's not much to work with anyway. But I'm like blonde, so blonde, like white blonde. So anyway, she's like, let's cut off some of the dead and kind of get you. And I'm thinking, I don't want to like go full platinum blonde anymore. Like I kind of want to weave and to just start weaving it so I don't have to like ruin my hair. And anyway, so she added in some dark, which in my mind, when you're like, I kind of, I still want to be a blonde. Like,
right. Who doesn't?
Anyway, who doesn't want to be a blonde?
Yeah, obviously.
Seriously. Anyway, so I'm in my mind, I guess it was just like, okay, I'm it's just going to be like a weave, like a regular blonde weave with, So she added in some low lights and she takes the towel off and I'm kind of like, oh shit. Here we go.
Can we use our first beep in the podcast?
We do not
Because sometimes beeps are better than the actual words.
Well, I don't want to hurt her feelings either because she's really a professional. And I'm like, and there's not much to work with, but I'm like, I literally have gray hair. So then she like starts cutting it and I'm like, okay. Like, it's like when you're falling in a black hole, like you're falling and no one can hear you and you're frozen and it's just like, you're just watching it. Like I was like just watching this all take place and I'm just like, okay.
So you're watching
this is who I am now.
As you're sitting in the salon chair.
Yes, I'm sitting in the salon.
There's just this like whole like
and then she starts
circus
styling
of activity in your brain.
It just keeps getting worse and worse. Like and it was like, okay. Like I don't even know. I don't know what to do. There's no like I can't cut it shorter
Right.
and we're not bleaching it again or my hair will literally fall out. So I don't have any other option than to just.
Do you think she could tell how you were feeling inside?
No, because I think I was just too shocked.
There's no random tear that fell out on accident.
Okay.
Did she think it looked good?
Yeah, and it looked way better, like really healthy, really good. I just wasn't expecting that at all. So I get in the car and I'm like, I am not going to be that girl that just like cries in the car by herself. So I and during it, I had posted like, hey, I'm getting my hair cut to my 1200 OGs. And they're like, they're going to want to see it because I get on Insta. So I block her because I don't want to hurt her feelings.
You blocked her?
Yes, I don't want to hurt her feelings because she's amazing. And,
right.
You're just in this situation. Like, who knew that this would happen? You don't know what's going to actually happen.
Is she still blocked?
No,
okay,
no,
good.
I unblocked her.
Have you talked to her?
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So, I just get in there and I look at myself and it's like, okay, like this is I'm a 75-year-old woman.
Where did Carol come from?
I don't Karen.
My
Carol,
grandma's
I don't
name
even
is
know.
Carol.
I love Carol.
It's the
Carol
greatest
is the
name.
best.
And for the gray hair, like it's perfect.
It's just grandmas are Carols.
It's
Grandma
not quite
Carol.
like over the top like Mildred or yeah.
Like,
I
it's
think Carol's
believable.
just right.
It's not Marge.
It was.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
was. Carol was born and
Marge has like purple red hair. You know?
yeah, totally. So yeah, I just kind of posted about it, and
When you posted,
Yeah.
did you think that video was any different from
No,
the
no.
hundreds that you had done before that?
no, it's funny because Ammon's like, that's the one that went. Like, what? Why? Like, why is that one? And I think it's just relatable. Like, I feel like everyone has had a bad haircut, right? Like,
Yes. And it's your laugh.
oh man, yeah.
Oh my
It's the
goodness.
facial
It's
expressions.
everything.
I think that you cover your mouth like 10 times. It's like,
Because it's just like, yeah.
what's so great is like it. The best way to describe it is somebody wakes up in the morning with bad hair and you get to sit behind the mirror and watch.
Yeah.
That's what this video is. Like
Yeah.
you're looking into your phone
You're
as
just
if you're
grateful
looking
it's not
into a
you.
mirror, and she puts her hands through her hair a bunch,
Well,
tries to like find different ways to make it look
Like
okay.
style.
When
Like,
girls
yeah.
when girls cut their hair, you know, like they always are like touching it, like when they like
Oh
it.
yeah,
and
you've
stuff.
got it. Yeah,
You know,
of
it's like,
course.
but yours like the opposite is like, yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Like hold on, yeah.
Not a filter.
I'm trying not
This
to
is
cry.
real life.
I'm trying not to cry.
Well, yeah, and I'm just like, there's no, and it's like you can't. There's no fixing it. There's no like. There's no going
roll with
back. You just roll.
Right.
You're roll. I'm owning it, and this is the new me. And yeah.
New lick, who dis?
New-
See, some of the pinned videos of people laughing are almost
yeah.
just as funny.
Well,
Oh my
and once
gosh.
again, if you haven't watched it,
Draft one
stop
was my
listening
favorite.
now and go watch it
I
because
think
all of
you
this will
do.
make more sense.
It will.
100%. You need.
It's like a little inside joke.
Well,
Like whoever
right.
has seen it, they're in on the joke. And if you haven't
Right.
seen it, like even with the Johnson files, when I cut the wig, everyone's like, "What are you doing? Like
That is
that
sacred.
wig, that
That's
wig
like
is
cutting
sacred."
Samson's hair.
Anyway, but then when they watched it, they're like, "Okay, yeah, now I get it."
Oh, and that's what made it so fun.
So
I
like,
can't- I gotta
so
check
when
your
did it
Instagram.
start? So you
So
make
yeah,
the video,
so
you post the video.
Make this video, post this video. It's just every other day, right? And my 1,200 OGs are laughing, and
So like you intentionally would post videos every other day, or that's
no,
just
like every day, just
Okay.
hang. It's like a vlog, but on Instagram. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't even know what it is.
I mean, it is a
even
it's a
still, I
micro
don't even
vlog,
know.
right?
It's a micro vlog. It's an Insta vlog. It is what it is.
I think this is taking the place. You know, there's not really vloggers anymore. You know,
Yeah.
they just do everything on Snap
Insta
or
or
Insta stories
YouTube
and,
or whatever. Yeah.
and I love that you can save the good ones and
Yeah,
so
delete.
1,200 followers.
So,
this
yeah,
is a
so
way for
then-
you to vent and journal.
So yeah, so it was. I got the haircut at like 4 p.m. that night, and I go to sleep, and I wake up the next morning, and it's
It was
just like
still there.
every other day. Yeah, just nothing. Like maybe 200 views, maybe.
Right.
And so, anyway, around 10 o'clock, Simply Susie posted. And it's funny because you, like on Instagram, it's not like Facebook where you can just like click share.
Right.
Like it's tricky to like
It is.
share something
You
on
have to-
Instagram.
If
Well,
you're
a
not
story
tagged, it's,
especially.
like,
And
really
especially a
hard.
story, like
Yeah.
you can't copy it. Like it's not just like an easy thing. So she was like, she did it. She tagged me and was like, "You need to go watch this girl's story." So she posted my Instagram page and like circled the story and was like, "Go right here and watch this." And like, it was the first domino. We'll call it the first, because after that, it was like, I think that day I got like 5,000 or 7,000 new followers.
Holy
It had
crap.
been viewed, I don't even know,
Simply
10,000
Susie's.
times. Yeah, Simply Susie. And so
what were you thinking? Like,
Oh,
is
I
all
was
of a sudden all
like-
these like
I was just
followers
blown
start
away.
popping up.
Well, then I got nervous because I'm like, okay, like now what? Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just Joe Schmo over here living my best life. Like, it's weird because I'm just like, I really am just a regular person. And everyone, I think people relate to it because it's like, well, that could have been you. That could have been me, you know? And
It's interesting that you say you're a regular person because I think we all kind of yearn for regular people now because that's real. Everyone else wants to be like their Instagram person, right?
Yeah.
They put the makeup on, they use the filters, they say everything just right, their house is clean.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used a filter.
No, and
like,
that's
ever.
but that's what we want. Like, people are dying for authenticity. And so it's funny, but you say regular, but really nowadays regular is almost extraordinary, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
And
of you
so
to say.
I
Thank
think that's a
you.
really, really key component to why you've blown up.
Yeah, I think people
Is that we're just seeing Abby.
Yeah,
like
it's just
everyday,
here it is.
normal, unfiltered
Well,
Abby.
it's scary because it's like, okay, when you're on stage and there's 1,200 people, it's close, and it's like
Right.
you can be, we're all friends here. But when there's 10,000 people and now 30,000, it's like, hey.
You can
What do
pretty
you
much
say?
feel
What
like
do you
when
say
you
when you
post
get on a
something,
stage?
you're in the middle of the Utah Jazz basketball court, and
Yeah.
it's a sold out arena, and
Yeah,
that's
and
how
you're
many
like-
people can see it.
Yeah, so it's
Just think of that
intimidating.
next time
No,
you
I
post.
know. So that's what I was going through my mind. I'm like, holy crap! Like,
Did you ever
what I
figure
have to
out how
say
she
is not
found
important. So I
Do you
don't
know
know.
how
I
she
did. I
found it?
did. One of my friends, so one of my 1,200 OGs, Elise Arrington. Not Arrington. Sorry, Elise. I don't know her last name. I don't know her married name. Anyway, my friend Elise, she shared it to her friend Abby, who I don't know, and Abby shared it to Simply Susie. So I don't know after Elise.
So you're only
but-
2 shares away from
2 shares
somebody
away.
with 6-figure followers.
Well, then, yeah, my brother shared it and a ton of people. So anyway, it just, I don't even know how many shares. I wonder if I can.
And like you say, it's interesting because on Instagram, Facebook would be much easier because you can
you
just share
just
what you
click
find.
share.
And everyone can see what you've liked or what you posted.
Right.
Not
But
on Instagram.
Instagram,
It's
actually,
so tricky.
people liked it so much that they made the effort to
Yeah, to
screenshot
screenshot
a
it,
thumbnail or
circle
whatever.
it, share it. Yeah,
Right.
tag me. And the other cool thing that actually has helped a ton is that after 24 hours, your story erases, right?
Right.
So then I had to be creative and be like, okay, so I got to share this in a highlight.
Yes.
And then it's not easy to find. It's not just you can pop onto my page and you have to know where highlights are. And
Right.
anyway, so yeah. And so I thought it died down after the story ended, but it still hasn't died.
Did you want it to die down? Was there a part of you?
No,
I want
I
this
mean,
to
it
go
was
away?
fun. I mean, I didn't really know. It's I honestly feel like somebody pushed me off. And I'm like, well, that just happened. There's no going back. There's no going back. I think, ever. Right?
No.
It's this has
100%.
been, what's been done has been done, and now you just kind of have to learn. You can lean into it and have fun with it, or, and it's
Well, and you don't change anything.
well, that's the thing. Everybody's like, so are you going to change now? It's
No.
no, this was my hobby
100%.
before. Just keep going.
It's working the way that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's
Yeah.
what every famous, we talk about Gary V on every episode. Gary Vaynerchuk. Do you know who that is?
No. I
Thank
have no
goodness.
idea.
Finally. I was the only one that didn't know who he was too
I
when we
know.
first started talking about him. But you need to look him up. He's amazing.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of a online marketing,
He's like the
social media
social media
marketing
guru.
guru. He's
okay.
amazing. But he always tells people don't rush. If your goal is just to get on and get followers, you'll never get followers.
Yeah. Yeah.
If your goal is just to get on and give people value and just share you, that's where you get followers. It's going to be slow until it's not.
Yeah.
And that's totally what happened to you.
Oh, exactly.
So why
And
would you change anything? Right?
Well, the funny thing too is that so then people started sending me stuff, and then it gets tricky because it's oh my gosh, I kind of got into this I literally had 50 packages, and I'm like, I don't even know.
Well,
I
hold
don't
on.
even know.
I want that happening.
What?
Oh.
To market their stuff for them?
Yes, I mean every
That quickly it happened?
every single.
I wonder
thing you
what
could
that
think
threshold is. What's that number? Because I got to get to that number.
I'd love
No,
for
I don't even know.
Nike.
15,000.
Even after
I will wear stuff.
even after 5,000 followers, people, and it's nice because they're like, we just want to send you stuff just because we like you, and I'm like,
Right.
well, that
So
thank
how
you.
many people were you getting a day? How many people were following you? How many likes were you getting?
Thousands.
Did you have to turn off your notifications?
Yes. So yeah, I did. I did have to.
So
turn
how
off
long
the
ago was
notifications.
this original video?
So it was July 18th,
Okay,
mid-July
so
sometime.
let's put this into context, okay? So July 18th was only 2 months ago, just under 2 months ago. She had 1,200 followers. Right
Yes.
now, as we sit here, you're at 28.8 thousand followers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She only follows 299, and 2 of those are me. What? And so, 7 weeks.
Yeah. It's been, well, it's kind of like the best way to explain this, and it's hard because my family doesn't, like, nobody really I don't even understand what's happening, but it's like I just had a new baby, or like my arm has been chopped off and I'm trying to like learn how to like function without an
You're
arm.
still trying
just
to swim
like,
back up to the surface.
Yeah,
after
like
being
I'm
pushed
just
off the
trying.
cliff?
I'm literally just trying to like relearn my life. Like,
Right.
okay, this is like new. You know, when people come up. So I think there were like maybe 15 people at Swiss Days that came up and took pictures.
I mean, how great is that?
It was like, Ammon is just like, what is
And Ammon's your husband, right?
Yeah, Ammon. And then, well, by the end, my son had like a freak out attack and was like, you don't know my mom. Like, get away from us. I'm
an
like,
OG. Get out of here.
I know.
You're on the bandwagon.
I know. So it's been a challenge, but it's been fun. It's been everything. Like, the first time I had a hater, it was like,
That's when you know you made it.
oh my God.
That's when you know you made
Yeah,
it,
it's
Abby.
like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
Try having a restaurant with Yelp.
Oh, I bet. It's just,
I don't even
you know,
look. It is.
like,
It's totally
this is the weirdest
I would say
feeling.
what's more valuable to you, knowing that you're successful, isn't the haters. It's the creepy DMers.
Right.
Howard.
Yeah, no,
Wasn't
Donald.
his name Arnold? Donald. Same thing.
Donald.
Howard. Donald.
Yeah, Donald.
Both creepy old white
From
man
Singapore.
names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she posted a bunch of screenshots of a fairly motivated individual.
He wanted it so bad. He wanted me to DM him so bad. Like, Donald, I will never DM you.
Hasn't happened to me yet. No Donalds.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, yeah, and I love that you post that, and some of your answers were so funny. Oh, because he's trying to be all flirty, and she's just.
But the
giving
funny
her,
thing is that it's not like in a private DM. Like, this
Right.
is visible forever. I'm
yeah,
like,
like
Donald,
there's other people responding
this is,
to it.
yeah.
Like, you're creepy, Donald. Leave her alone.
You're creepy, Donald. Yeah, it's been it's been so fun, totally unexpected. Just like, I don't even know.
Well, I remember when you came over to shoot that. So let's backtrack a little bit. So the Johnson Files, who Sean, I mean Nicole's in them too for sure, but Sean does a lot of sketch comedy on his site. And if you don't follow Johnson Files, follow them now. They're hilarious. He is a improv comedian, right?
Yeah.
And so they saw her video and reached out and said, we want to make a sketch of
Carol.
Carol's
birth.
Like, Carol is now teaching people that if you just cut your hair this way and pay me $4,000, you can have thousands of new followers too. And so Sean comes in with his blonde wig.
Sandy.
They shoot.
Yep,
yeah,
Sandy.
His character Sandy. They come to our house and shoot it. My wife's, my wife's a hairdresser, and shoot it in there. And I'll never forget it. The first loud wheeze laugh that I heard from you. So I'm in the family room trying to stay out of the way, which is hard. I want to watch it so bad.
Oh my gosh.
And I just knew, I'm like, I have got to get this girl on the podcast because she will blow up and we won't be able to get her in here. Because this is going to be so cool. And then,
nice.
and then the next day, we exchanged info after the video, and then the next day the video came out. And I think you were at 20,000.
Yeah.
That day, and I remember watching, like, within 24 hours of them releasing that video, you
Crazy.
shot up another 5,000.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it's just
It's crazy.
that video was so funny.
That was such a fun one. It's fun to collaborate with other influencers. Right. So I went to this influencer party on Saturday, and
whoa, you're already
I
going
know,
to influencer parties.
and
it's
everything.
crazy. So my next door neighbor is Maria Lichty, and she's amazing. She just released her cookbook, and she's been a blogger for 10 years.
Just
so
don't
she's
start
like,
saying fabulous, okay?
yeah, she is fabulous. Anyway, so we were friends before this, and she invited me to her book launch party, and it's funny because I went in there and I'm like, I literally don't know. I maybe know like 3 or 4 of the influencers. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
And they're all just like, excuse me, I have
no, they
200,000,
were
you don't
so
know who I
nice.
am.
No, they
we
were
know
like
that's how they are.
literally, yeah, they were so nice. Like, I was
Well,
actually
on the outside, we know that.
surprised.
No, because I mean, we've had a lot of people who have pretty influential on social media come on the podcast, and they're
Right.
pretty down to earth, which is,
That's true.
So I think they have kind of a reputation,
Yeah.
like a summer sales guy reputation.
No, totally.
An MLM reputation.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
totally.
There is the quote unquote that guy or girl
Right.
of the industry, but when you get to know most of the successful ones, they're not like that at all.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
And it's just funny because you go in thinking like, I went in thinking like, I literally don't know any of these people.
Did you have any feeling of like, wait, I'm not an influencer. Why am I
Oh,
here?
I
'Cause it
think
was
that
so
all the
brand
time.
new.
Oh, it
It's-
still is.
right.
Like, I am not an influencer. Like, what does that even mean? I'm just me. Like, come on.
Means you get free stuff.
Right? That's the.
Right.
I'm like, now I wear a necklace.
But you totally
Yeah,
are
I
an
would.
influencer. You know?
like, I got a free necklace. I'm gonna wear it.
Well, and if you think about the word influencer, it does have kind of a douchey
For
you know,
sure it does.
context to it.
Totally.
100%.
Yeah, but at the same time, you think of Swiss days. Like, you influenced and made 15 people pretty dang happy.
Yeah, it was sweet.
You know what I mean? And
that's what it's all like. And
that
I
is
think
what it's all
to go
about.
back to like the haircut and everything, I don't like. It's not about the hairstylist. It's not about like. It's not negative in any way, shape, or form.
Sure.
It's about like laughing at yourself and being
100%.
like, life is too annoying and too like it's already hard enough. Like, let's just take a minute to like laugh at ourselves. Let's not take life so seriously, and let's just like chill out.
Chill out.
Chill
And, you know,
out.
and that's something that I think is so
out.
cool about. So, give us a little background on you. Like, where did you grow up? How many brothers and sisters did you have?
So I'm from Park City, Utah.
You are?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
So I'm a Wasatch kid.
Oh, so there
I
you
didn't
go.
know
Heber
that.
Hicks.
Yeah,
No.
Heber Hicks.
Park City
know.
Prep.
Park
Heber
City
Hicks. There you go.
preps, yeah.
Yeah,
Park City
well,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I
So you
went to
skied
Park
half
City
the
High.
week during
Yeah,
school. Cool.
seriously. Yep. So I went to Park City High, graduated in 2004, traveled a lot during college, and just had a blast. I
Wow.
served a mission in Argentina and taught English in Ukraine for a couple months. Lived in Washington D.C. as a nanny. I just had like all these random jobs. It was
How many
fun.
brothers and sisters?
So there's 6 of us,
Okay.
and my family's super weird. Like they're so
Okay.
weird. They're amazing.
Explain.
But yeah, so my oldest brother was 24 when my youngest sister was born,
Whoa.
and my sister that was 22 had a baby like 2 weeks after my youngest sister was born. So it's like Father of the Bride Part 2.
So there's an aunt that's younger than,
No, so the aunt is
or
2
the aunt
weeks
is
younger.
younger than
yeah.
the last. Okay.
Than my youngest sister, Sophie.
Oh man,
It's crazy, but yeah, same parents and everything.
is Sophie the one that you always do
yes.
posts with? She's
Sophie's
awesome.
the cutest. She's 15.
Right.
She's just a cutie.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, she's my little.
So are you in the
sidekick.
middle? Wait, where
So
are you
yeah,
at?
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
I split the middle with my brother, and
If I would have had to guess, I would have said middle.
Why?
yeah,
Because I feel like kids in the middle have to fight for attention, and they have to fight for like they got to have some balls.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
right?
Like if you want to stand out, the babies get all the attention for free. The oldest gets beat the most, and has the most discipline, so they get noticed. Because the parents still care in the beginning, right?
Well, you're like,
Like
trying
if,
to be a
if
parent.
you
at the
if
beginning.
you if you take, I definitely was whipped and punched more than
You
the
were the
rest of the kids
oldest.
combined,
Sure.
right? And it wasn't because I was a bad kid. I was an angel compared to the other four.
Right.
But, my dad still had some piss and vinegar. He was younger, right? So I think that being in the middle, like if you want to be heard, if you want to be seen, you gotta pipe up.
Yeah.
And so because I want to know, and this is the reason I ask, is I want to know, I'll bet you that you don't consider yourself that confident, but you have confidence in spades.
Yeah, I would say that's
You-
pretty accurate. Yeah.
Right. I mean, most people could never. That post you did, there was a little Q&A with. You went on the car date with Ammon.
Oh my
You
God.
were
Oh, yeah.
sitting in the front,
Yes.
like dunking fried pickles or something. I don't
Heck
know.
yes.
And you were letting people ask you questions. I think I laughed the hardest when they asked, like, pick 3 people you guys will want to be sponsored by. And Ammon goes, the first one was, it was like Legos.
Yeah, like Nintendo.
Nintendo, and he goes, and NASA. I don't know why. I thought that was so funny, but it was so good. And I'm just like, how funny is this that they can just sit there? Because you and Ammon are pretty
both
different.
Little children.
You're like you are.
We are
and you aren't.
so different.
Like,
we are like each other's yin and yang. Absolutely.
Totally. Like,
what does he think of everything that's going on?
So I'm like, Ammon, like, are you okay? Like, everything okay? And he's like, I love it.
I love how delicate
all.
women think we are. Like,
so
because it's true.
fun.
Like, I think men inherently are used to having the spotlight and outworking and being the provider. And we've talked to a lot of women that it's like, you need to quit your job and come work for me, honey.
Right?
It's like,
We're
yes, dear. Like
Todd.
Todd is so. You got to follow Hey Grill Hey. So she has a huge following in the barbecue world. She's from Lehigh.
Okay.
She's got millions of followers. She does recipe videos, and her husband was a CPA, quit his job, works for her, edits and produces her videos, and he is her biggest fan. Like,
Aww.
he is like the greatest example of not only a husband, but a husband that's like kind of a stay-at-home dad and all that stuff. But we kind of see it more and more, and so. But I think that you guys have such a funny
well, Ammon's funnier than I am by far. Like,
it's
he
different.
is
It's
so
different humor
funny.
though.
He's so witty. Like, he's
very witty.
Oh my gosh, Ammon makes it so much better. Like, without him, it's like, okay, yeah, but with him, it's like, okay, yeah, he's good. Yeah, like,
that's awesome.
So, do you have a day job right now, or have you worked?
Yes, so I'm actually the director of D2D Con, which is the door-to-door con convention.
Sam, right?
Yeah, Sam is my brother. Do you know Sam Taggart?
Yeah, Sam's your brother.
He is my brother. He's
But
my
what
younger
about,
brother,
Jared Taggart,
who I split the middle with.
So my old firm, we were a sponsor at the first D2D.
Oh, what is it?
The Norton Group.
Yeah, the Norton Group. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's really funny.
So yeah, Sam's my brother, and so before I had children, I worked at PMD Beauty, which is like an at-home microdermabrasion tool, for 5 years before I had kids. And I was in charge of all like the big accounts. So Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Costco.
Wow.
All these big accounts. And I was also in charge of like all the shows. So I put on these, we just road warriors. It was crazy. So we'd go around the country and just sell this tool. And when I had kids, I quit. And I think Helen was just born. Maybe she was, 8 months old or something. And Sam's like, will you help me put on a convention? And I'm like, will you pay me? like, how much you going to pay me?
See, there's a little kid right there.
So,
it's like, we go pick up or go mow the lawn. Like, yeah, what are you going to pay me?
What you going to pay me? So we've been doing that for, this is year 3 right now. 2020 will be year 3. And it's been so fun. So I'm in charge of, there's 75 sponsors. There will be about 5,000 people. And I'm kind of in charge of all that. We've got an after party, a VIP dinner mastermind thing. It's a lot of work. So I work the whole year for these 2 days in January.
Jeez.
But it's fun because I get to work from home. I can do what I want and, when I want. As long as I get the job done, like, you're just going to pay me this much.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be hourly. Like, no, I don't
That's
believe
smart.
in that. Like, let me just get the job done and you can pay me. And if I don't do a good job, you can still pay me. No, it's been such a fun thing, and working with him is so fun. But that's like my real job.
Has it been fun working with the brother?
Oh yeah, it's so fun. He's
Once
such
again,
a good guy.
Another family business.
I know,
unintentional.
And another family member that's going to have to pay his sister more money because of her influential following.
Sorry, Sam. The price just went up.
Yeah. So that's I think that's been the hardest thing with the Insta fame, because now I'm so famous. Is like managing my life.
We shouldn't have laughed so people thought she was serious when she said that. We should have been like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll sign my autograph later. No, it's like so many things, like so many opportunities are open, and just managing the time and saying, like.
Are you getting hit up a lot, like to do collaborations and stuff like that?
Yes. So like, it's hard because I don't really know what I'm doing at all. Like, again, I was pushed off a cliff and I'm trying to like learn how to fly on the way down. But like, I really love collaborating with other influencers. Like to me, that's super fun. And then learning how to like show products that I'm really
curious,
like.
When you say collab with other influencers,
like with the Johnson Files, like that was so fun. And it's not about gaining more followers. It's just about having fun. Like Thirst. So I love Thirst drinks. It's kind of like a swig or like a soda shop. And I was like,
Warm and crack.
Yeah. Can I come and like work for you for like a half an hour and film it? Like, and they're like,
with your head
sure,
under the
weirdo. Yeah. They're like, what the freak is wrong with this? Like, normally
she's squirting
we pay.
coconut syrup into her mouth.
Yeah. And so the modern dad loves it too. And so I was like, let's just go do like a little skit there. And of course, Swig is like, yes. It's like free advertising. But everybody's like, how much did you get paid for that? I'm like, a free drink? Like, it's because it's fun. Like, it has nothing to do with like, it's because I want to do it and it's funny.
But at some point, and this is going to be my next question, and I think this would be a really hard thing to determine. It's kind of like with Gold Yeller, right? So he does stop animation Lego. So your husband probably follows him or needs to because he's a genius. He would love it. He was at the U.S. Open, full paid U.S. Open all weekend, VIP on camera. Like,
oh my gosh,
he takes famous sports moments and recreates them. With,
cool, with Legos,
with stop animation or stop motion animation.
I'm like, what's his name?
And so,
follow on.
Yeah, Gold Yeller.
Gold Yeller.
Yep, he's been on the show. He's the one that rapped. He's crazy.
He's awesome.
You'll love him.
He rapped.
Yeah,
that's what he wanted to be first.
He wanted to be a gangster rapper. That's how.
And he's a white Canadian that lives in Boise.
Oh my gosh!
And so it made total sense. But
what is it?
Gold Yeller.
Gold Yeller.
All one
I'm
word.
looking him up.
We're just shouting out everybody on this episode.
Well, but that's the thing is, there's so I say it all the time, but the parallels between the guests, even though they're in that's
him,
dude.
Yeah,
Jared Jacobs.
He is a riot. You two in a room together would just be
bonkers.
Like,
hook me up with him. I want to do
bonkers.
I just want to do something fun. It's because it's fun for me. Like it's not.
Right. But see, at some point, and this is what he dealt with, was he was doing. The reason he got found is because he loved Lego. It's not Legos. It's Lego. We learned.
Oh, sorry.
Right. And so he did a stop motion animation scene from Breaking Bad just for fun.
Yeah.
And then he did a Tupac and Biggie one and just posted it. And then all of a sudden the two, like, have you ever seen Breaking Bad? So the brothers, the hitmen, they like saw the video.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They saw their video and just were like, dude, they posted. They're
like,
this is amazing. Don't stop. Like, keep doing this.
Yeah.
And he got to this point where he posted a Tiger Woods video and it just exploded.
Yeah.
Like your version of getting pushed off a cliff. And so for him, it was like, you'll fly me to this famous golf course. All I got to do is build you one of these videos. And they're like, yeah, man. But then he finally got to the point where he realized, like, hey, I'm adding a lot of value to this brand.
Yeah.
And so he had to figure out as he went, like,
and I think
how to
that's
get
the
paid
trick.
for it.
Yeah, it's tricky to monetize. And I think I'm learning that that's like the number one question that a lot of influencers have. Like, number one question, how are you monetizing? And it's funny because I'm like, I haven't made $1.
Right.
Like, not even $1, except the free drinks at Thirst. Let's not forget that.
And the free barbecue you're going to get today.
Right. Like, I've gotten a ton of, I've gotten a lot of things, right? And it's awesome. And I'm so grateful. But it's true. Like, this is taking time away from, and it comes back to, like, how do I manage my time? And, you know, if it's taking away from my family or my real job, like,
or if
then
you're just building,
it's like,
hey, every time I hold your product, it's like me standing, you know, I'm speaking in your position, right?
Yeah.
In front of the Vivint Arena, sold out arena going, I love this.
Yes.
How much money are they going to make off of you doing that?
Oh, yeah.
So
it's tricky. And I think that's a great question. That's not why I'm on Instagram. And
of course
it's not like thing, but it is ooh, that was lovely. What was that? Little ding dong. Sorry.
That's
but
so
that's
when my employees are
question.
back here on their cell phones.
Oh, I love it.
You know, when I'm not looking. and somebody
They
walks
know
in,
who's coming in the
Oh,
that
restaurant.
means
okay.
somebody's
Oh,
walking
good.
in. We usually turn that off. We're very professional.
I was like, is that our cue? Like, do we
Yeah,
have to
no.
wrap it up?
They're like,
No,
okay,
no.
she's talking too long.
Yeah,
I
like,
hope this ne- I
okay,
hope this
sorry,
never
let's
ends.
move on. Like,
I hope
and
this
we're
never
done.
ends.
So yeah, like I don't even know. I don't know how I'm gonna monetize or what's
Are
gonna
you-
happen. I really truly want Chick-fil-A to be like, we're gonna pay you $100,000 this year, and you can just post about it whenever you want. Like
Oh, that would
that,
be amazing.
then done.
What if
Done.
it's a $100,000 gift card?
Right.
A bunch of nuggets. You have unlimited nuggets
I mean,
for
that's
life.
almost the same. No, but like I would love just one big sponsor to be like, Walmart, like sell our moo because I'm
Sell our
I'm
moo-moo.
already wearing it anyway, right? Like I don't know, just something like if I could have one company, just be like, we got you.
Are you
Then
Right.
it's like great, okay, this is my job, but like it's not. That's not reality.
Are you
so.
consciously looking for ways to do it though? I know you haven't, but is it something that you are like either trying to figure out?
Yeah, it's on my mind, and part of me is like, I got to figure this out. But part of me is like, the minute that I start thinking about that, all the creativity is
Sure.
just sucked away, and it's like,
Right.
okay, like I just can't. Like, I don't want to
I think it'll naturally
say what it
evolve.
is. Yeah, I think I just want to just be me, and I feel like the right things will happen, I guess. And I know that's probably not the best like way of going about business, but it's like,
Well, you got to learn at
if
your own
people
pace.
find me valuable, they will, the right
Yes and no.
thing will happen. Yeah.
Right.
Have you reached out to other influencers, or have they reached out to you and like to try
Yeah.
to get advice or to learn from them?
Yes. Anna McFarland.
Oh, we
She
just talked to her.
Did
She's
you?
coming on.
She's gonna
yeah.
come
She is
on.
legitimately my
She's
hero.
So cool.
Did you know
She's-
her before?
So I bought her course. I don't even know how I like found her, but for like a year at least, we've been. I mean, she probably had no idea who I was, but I have been following her forever, and I just look up to her so much. She's like one of the coolest people I know,
This
and
is
super authentic.
Kids are the worst.
Kids are the worst. Anna's the worst. Things
right.
are the worst. Like
These are Instagram
Everything is the
handles.
yeah,
worst.
she is like,
and they're hilarious.
and she's amazing. She has courses on anything social
That's who
media.
Rena uses.
right.
She's
Rena's the one
amazing.
that told me about her.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She really is just the real deal, and I trust her so much. So I bought her course probably a year ago just to kind of I didn't really know what I wanted with Instagram, and it was,
Right.
And then she recently came out with another like a really like
Graham
an
crackers,
amazing
right?
graham cracker course, and it's remarkable, and I'm learning so much from her. And the cool thing is that she kind of lays it out for you, and then you can kind of take what you want and not what you want. You can make it your own. And so at that influencer party, I was freaking out because I knew she was going to be there. And
you
so
ever
when
met
I
her
saw
before?
her, no, I had not. It's kind of like meeting seriously, when I saw her in person, I was like, oh my gosh, like my life has been made. Like she's so cool. She's just the coolest. And she spent like an hour after just talking to me and kind of, figuring stuff out. And so something funny, and I don't even know what this means. So I guess 5x, 5 times. Have you guys heard this terminology?
No.
I haven't
I haven't
either,
been
so
to
it's
an
okay.
influencer
But
party
like
forever.
5x,
Forever.
right? Right? 5x is like, I don't even know. But I guess 5x is what you should, 5 times the number of some equation is great. I don't know. Everybody aims to get 20x though. That's like when you're like really good with engagement and
Right.
followers and numbers. And she's like, 20x is like amazing. Everybody should aim for that. And she's like, do you mind if I like just look at your numbers? I'm like, well, what's mine? What do I, where am I at? She's like, you're at 265x.
Gosh.
And I was like, I have no idea what that means. And
I have
she's
no
like
idea what
trying
that
to
means.
explain. I don't either.
It's got to
still
be
don't
an
know.
engagement.
It's an engagement thing.
That's the hard part, I think, with Instagram is
It's a science
the
now.
right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
algorithm has
Algorithms
something,
and-
and it's like I think something like 5 to 9% engagement is considered good. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even know. The thing though is that like I don't think people are looking at followers anymore. It's not like
It's
how
not
many
followers.
followers do you have? Who the freak cares?
Right.
Like
That's what I look at when
it
somebody has a
doesn't
bunch of
matter.
followers and they only have 300 likes. and they've got 110,000 followers. It's like, okay, that's not real.
Or it's, yeah. So I think it's cool when somebody's like, oh, like, and Anna has like her numbers match, you know, and it's like, okay, I trust you. Like you know what you're talking about. So she was one that I met that I was just blown away. And there's a few more, but she's just my idol a little bit. I probably shouldn't have idols.
I wish I could have been there to see that.
Yeah, she's awesome. If you could get her, I mean, she's the real deal.
So I got her number. So Susan Peterson's a good friend of mine, freshly picked.
Oh yeah, okay.
And she gave me, because I know they always post with each other, and I'm like, will you give me her number, please?
Yeah.
Or like ask her if she'll come on the podcast.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Like 5 minutes later, she's like, she said to give you her number and shoot her a text. And
sweet.
I remember she wrote back, she's just like, I can't wait to meet you, with a capital A, like MEAT, because of barbecue.
Yeah.
I was like, I love this chick.
Yeah, she's
amazing.
awesome.
I
You'll
can't
love
wait
her.
to meet her.
So yeah, kids are the worst. Things are the worst. Anna's the worst. Just go look. Just go. Like,
there is a highlight
so good.
about like having the talk with your kids.
Oh yeah.
And the first one is Lord of the Rings, like with the finger going into the ring, like, no.
It is so good. She's so witty and clever. So she does like memes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so
I
good.
was dying. So
It's
yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
and she's running like 5 or 6 accounts. I'm sure she has a team now.
Like
and,
the worst house or something.
right.
Because she just moved into a new house.
Jeez.
Anyway, so she was one. Yeah, it was weird. It's funny because they all knew who I was, and I was like, "What's your name again? What's your handle?"
So
but it's fun
Do
to
people introduce
Yeah.
themselves as their handle or
no,
their real names?
No, as their names.
Okay.
But then usually when you have the blank face, then they're like, "No, it's like this is my handle," and then it's usually like, "Oh yeah, cool," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, no. Meat magician. Meat
still
magician.
don't
You
know.
know me.
Meat magician.
Yeah, Wizard of Meat.
No, but it was fun. I got some really cool new friends that are pretty cool, and I think the food nanny and like some other people, we're gonna do some collabs. I just met with. I can't say who I just met with, because he wants it to be a secret. But
Gotcha. Fabio.
we're gonna do a little something, and
Model. Is he a model?
yeah.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. See, and I would love to see you do more of these comedy.
Me too.
Because
I'm
what's
like,
so
that's
cool
what
about
we
you
want,
is like,
right? And I like it too.
it's
so it works.
fun because it's just, and I feel like Sean is kind of like this too. Sean Johnson. You just need to create comedy that you just are Carol. Like you're just you, right? Because I mean, even the B-roll or the outtakes with you would be.
It was
Because she couldn't hold a straight face doing this
really,
salon
truly
thing.
couldn't.
And I kept hearing the wheeze laugh. And just, she's trying to say a line, just this. And you'd hear it throughout the whole house. And I'm like, I got to go in there and see what's going on.
He like gave me a script. I'm like, I don't know scripts. Like,
And I heard him.
this is
It
not
was kind of
happening.
cool because Sean's probably, Sean's been doing this since he was a little kid,
Oh yeah,
really.
he knows.
And it was kind of cool because it wasn't a complex script. He was like, okay, so for the next 10 seconds, just say this. And
Yeah,
I cut my
say
hair.
this. And I
then
still
they'd
couldn't
move
do
to the
it.
next one.
I couldn't do it.
And move to the next one. And he just kept it so simple. And I'm sure when he's working with just us like normal people.
He's like, you guys are so stupid.
He's just like, okay, moron. So
Okay, it's really not
count
that
to
hard.
4 and then laugh. And we'll edit it all together.
No, he was so nice. He was so nice.
See, I thought when you came over that you were an actual hairdresser.
Yeah, no.
And that's
No, not at all.
obviously once I watched the video it was different. So
The other thing that I'm super excited and happy about is that like I'm not a food blogger. I'm not a fashion blogger. I'm
Right.
all like, because it's humor, I think it's fun because I kind of have this wild card that I can do anything I want. Like,
yes.
let's go talk
you
about
can make
food.
fun of anything.
Yeah, I could make fun of it. Yeah, right? Like I can do hair. I could do where I think food bloggers, it's hard because it's like I just got to stick with food. That's why people are
Yeah, they
here.
can't have one post like I hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, hey, post recipes
Yeah,
and
post
shut up.
recipes and shut up. Or fashion bloggers. It's not like they can go.
Yes.
But the fun thing with me is it's like, hey, like, let me come into your world and do your food thing and let's make it a joke. So it can kind of open up
Yeah.
a little bit of who you are. Like the food nanny. It's like, well, okay.
That's
like,
a great
I want to
point.
do a little, because I kind
You
of
give
want to
them a platform to show
Yeah,
their
it's
real
like-
You
side.
guys need to do a Bam Bams one.
Yeah, no, we definitely do.
I'll teach you
I
how
want to
trim some
come and I want to
briskets.
come and interview with Anna. I want to interview Anna with you guys.
That would be so awesome.
No, but yeah, it's just kind of fun because it's like there's no box for me. I don't feel like I have a box, and it's cool because it's like, well, what can we do next? What can we think about next? Like,
and that's
where would you see this going?
I don't even know.
But like, if you were to say this would be awesome, I mean, you did say if Chick-fil-A would give me $100,000.
But then that's like, but then what? Yeah,
exactly.
Like it's like, okay, I think for me, like the main key thing is just bringing like joy and happiness and laughter to people in it can be negative space. It's like, let's just laugh. Like, I am so sick of scrolling through Instagram.
Oh.
Like, I am so sick of it. I'm so sick of seeing
Spend 10
every
minutes
picture,
on Twitter.
the same picture over and over. And it's like, how can we like use this tool as a positive thing? And like, how can we make the world a better place? But like, seriously, like, how can we utilize Instagram so it's not this like dull, crappy, like competitive, influencer filled spam product thing? It's like,
how old are your kids?
So my oldest is 6, and then so Aspen's 6, awesome. Taggart will be turning 5 in November, and Helen will be 3 in November.
Taggart, that's your maiden name, right?
Yeah.
And you named that as his first name.
Yep, we'll tag.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's Taggart Ayres. I know people are like, so Taggart? I'm like,
no.
Air.
Have you had is your 6-year-old, is she old enough to know what's
kind of, yeah, it's funny. She's like,
what's happening
Mom,
a little bit?
Yeah, she's like, Mom, like, you're famous. I'm like, where did you hear that? She's like, everyone. So like, and it's funny because people like my family will be like, you're famous now, but she's like, my mom's famous, and I'm like, okay, you guys can't.
She's like,
you
trying
can't
to
joke
process,
about
like,
this
what
anymore.
that means.
Yeah, she's like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, it means nothing. Like, it does not mean anything.
Means
like,
free stuff, honey.
yeah,
free stuff.
It means you get a free dress. So just be grateful. No, but yeah, it's weird, and I think it's. I need to talk to more of my influencer friends, because truly, like, I love that you're interviewing me. I don't know, like, I have zero answers, so we're just
and that's I think that's what's going to be fun to watch, because it's like how it does tend to happen for people. It seems like overnight, kind of like you said, get shoved off a cliff.
Yeah,
and it's cool to have you in here before, the way things are going, you'll have 100,000 followers in like 6.5 days.
I'm like, yeah, right.
And so it's cool it'll be cool to be able to watch. And plus, you said something that's kind of stuck out, because I remember talking to Brigitte about this with Mata Shopping. So they had never been interviewed before on a podcast. And she brought it up after it was over. They were just like, this was so cool, because I feel like everybody just gets to see kind of the roses.
Yeah.
Right? They just get to see like what we've done, but they don't see, like, until now they have never heard the story of us with, having to close the stores, and our marriage story, and how this all built. And so, like, what you were just talking about, where that might be a really cool, like, first kind of guideline to what you want to do moving forward, is I want to give all these really interesting people a way to kind of step out of their box, right?
Yeah.
And have a platform to show a little bit of their personality outside of fashion, or outside of food, outside of stripping, outside of whatever.
Seriously, though.
Oh,
sorry.
Didn't she say stripper influencers before? I don't know where I got that. But that guy she was talking to. Anyway.
Yeah, I think for me, what would be so cool is to meet with all these influencers, do a little collab with them that kind of opens the door for them to say, hey, like, even though I'm a food blogger, I'm also a human, and like,
right.
I have a family, and I'm funny, and I'm relatable too. And how do you just wait? You can't really just like wake up one day and be like, so here's me, like all of me. But it's like, it's like, okay, bye. And it's such a fragile place. Like, Instagram is fragile, right?
100%.
Like, obviously I got 30,000 followers in 3 months. Like, I recognize that tomorrow that could all go away, right? Like, Instagram goes away. Like, who am I? Right. And so I just think it's funny because it's like let's like pull the curtain back a little bit and like open that doorway for you to like show a little bit more authenticity in a very relaxed way. And now that people are knowing who I am, like it won't be so weird to be like, hey, my friend Abby's coming over, like this should be interesting. Who knows what's gonna happen?
What's awesome though is everything, everybody evolves. But I do what you're saying. Like a lot of people get stuck into what's comfortable. So they became famous or popular or successful in whatever it is, you know? And so they're scared to leave
they
that.
Are so scared.
You know, but
it's
like,
shocking how scared they are to do something different because it's like I don't want to lose that power and
you hold on
and
to
it's
it.
like you hold on so hard that it's like I'm so scared.
But
scared.
everything needs to evolve, and I respect. Jenna talked about this. Like when Jenna got started, she's like, I was doing the Whole30 and I was doing cross, all these different things, and that's how she started to form her community. Because
Jenna's Kitchen is the Instagram handle.
Oh, she's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was on a couple weeks ago.
So they were doing these things, and she's like, I don't do any of that stuff anymore, and it's okay.
Totally. Yeah. Like there's nothing to do with kitchens at all on her account.
There's no more recipes. But she's like, that's okay because people are here for you, and they want to see you grow and they want to see you evolve. Like one of the big influencer guys, right, Brennan Bouchard,
right,
and he talks a lot about how that has to happen though, how you have to evolve and you have to continue to find value, but it's you as a person and it's okay. And I've heard the analogy before, like with a strategy or with something, it's like when kids are wearing diapers, it's really good for a certain amount of time.
Right.
But you outgrow it.
Yeah, you outgrow that.
If you're in a diaper and you're 8, 9, 10 years old, now something's wrong.
Well,
like you have to evolve and grow.
Instagram is changing literally every single day. It's evolving, it's changing, and if you don't move with it, just like with stores, like stores are going out of business left and right because like it's not relevant anymore.
Have you seen that new eBay commercial about stores? It kind of offended me yesterday. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh no.
So I was like, this is such a slap in the face to middle America. So it's all these people in stores and they're looking at like clothes or whatever. They look at the price and then they get their phones out. They're just like, oh.
Yeah, but seriously.
And then they buy it on their phone. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's like half price here. And they do this laugh, kind of this snide, like, I'm not paying this. And I'm just like, I don't like this commercial. We're not going to have any stores.
But yeah, it's like, but you gotta.
But you're right.
You gotta be relevant. You gotta move with it.
But you can't do it for the algorithm. Like Gary Vee talks about specific, like Instagram is like, if you're trying to do things for the algorithm, it's always changing. So really there is no algorithm. You know, it's like for you, like you're not right there. You're not trying to think about, okay, this topic is trending right now on Instagram, so I'm going to go and try and make a video about this topic. You're just like, no, this was me. This was my day.
You got to be the trendsetter,
exactly.
Right? Like you've got to just do your thing. And yeah, I wish I could shake some of them and just be like, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like just forget about, throw everything you know out the window and like take a good look in the mirror and say, how can I add value to somebody else? Like, don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about, like, figure out who you are and then go add value to somebody.
I love it.
Throw on some Spanx. Jump from one hotel bed to the other in slow motion with all four of your limbs spread out as far as you can go.
Yeah, like we're just having fun, right?
It is like in my brain it's like right up there with Chris Farley doing karate with the like hooks coming across the warehouse. Like, oh, coming kind of fast. Like that was that made me laugh harder than Carol.
Yeah. No, that's why Ammon's like, why did Carol go? Like, you have so many other, like,
right.
But, it's fun. It's just the second that you start worrying about monetizing and numbers and followers,
stuff
and
will organically happen.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Have you gotten advice from someone you're like, nope, not a chance by listening to that?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's weird because it's hard because I'm truly not a guru. Like I'm not a guru.
Right.
And I haven't studied this. I'm no professional or anything. And so, but I know, like you get that feeling. I feel it's weird. Like when brands reach out or when people reach, it's kind of like,
you got that
you
instinct.
just know. It's
right.
like, you know what? Yeah, that might work for you, but that's not gonna work.
Well, you're well traveled. Like you've been all over.
that.
You've done a lot of jobs. Like I'm just saying that it's not like
there's a
you
lot
don't
more
know how
to you
the
than
world
Carol.
works.
Yeah, there's
a lot more there.
And that's one thing. Like people are like, so are you going to change your thing to Carol for president? Like, what do you? And I'm like, Carol is like one little part of who Abby is.
Right.
And I hope people understand that. And like when they call me Carol for president, I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, Carol is a part of me.
100%.
But I'm Abby.
But
like I'm Abi Ayres, and that's who I am. And Carol's a part of that. But there's a lot of other parts. So
yeah, I'm more than just my meat.
Yeah.
You know, people forget that.
You're more than just Bam Bam.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're more.
I mean, I know I'm known for my meat, but I'm more than that.
Yeah, when people found out
person.
I wrote the children's book Gold, which
I wanted to talk about
Let's
that.
talk
too.
about that. I just
they're like,
barely
you
figured
wrote
that
a
out.
book? Like exactly, right? Like, oh yeah, yep, I did. Like,
It's in
little did
English.
You know.
It's in English.
Yeah, there are some spelling errors in it. It's
That's okay.
First
It's
edition,
authentic.
right?
Authentic. That's what
So-
you got to do.
Authentic.
You gotta keep
But for real, what was that? Like, when did you do that? Why did you do it?
So, okay, this goes along perfectly. So I worked for PMD, right? So I got married after all my travels of the world. I met Ammon up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I worked for PMD for 5 years, and then we had Aspen, and I quit working. And she was like the perfect baby. And I went from running 100 miles an hour to like sitting and watching my newborn sleep. And I'm like, I am going to go insane. Like, I cannot do this. I need like a project. I'm a project
bad
girl.
baby.
Yeah, I need a bad baby. No, I'm a
get colic or
project.
something.
Like, I'm a project person. I don't even know if that's a real thing. But I just wanted, like, I needed something. And I took my last class in college was a creative writing class, and we wrote these brevity essays, which is like literally a paragraph about a color, and I did the color brown, and I just wrote all these like little brevity essays.
That's impressive. I don't know how much
fun.
you could write about brown.
I know, it's
other than poo. I mean,
like pubic hair. And just like, yeah, it's rated R. It's definitely a rated R poem. I might have to share that one. Not on your show. So anyway, I wrote all these brevity essays about all these different colors, and it was just kind of like a fun project. And my dad was like, well, why don't you turn them into a children's book? And I'm like, Dad, brown? He's like, just edit them a little. Do magenta. Like, just do some fun ones. So I started doing that, and it kind of just went, and it was a fun little project. And then I had Taggart, and we printed the book. And
did you write a bunch of books then for all the different colors?
I have like 12 written, but I only had enough money to pay for one to get published.
And each book was just
each
an
book
essay
is
on
one
the
color.
color?
Yeah. It's kind of like a poem / just like a fun little play on words and stuff.
Okay.
So, like Gold talks about the golden rule, and all that glitters is not gold, and all the gold things in the world, and El Dorado, and Rapunzel has gold hair, just kind of like a play on words, and it's really fun. So I wrote that book and got it published. By then Taggart was born, and I was like, oh, this is like, now I have 2 kids, and this is a lot.
What was that process like?
Oh man, I got to do a live on this because so many people are asking me how to self-publish. And
here, I'll film it. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you can either self-publish or get published, and it's like.
Did you teach yourself how to do it?
Yeah, I just learned how to do it, and I honestly think everybody should write a book because it's kind of a legacy. Like when you write a book,
that scares me to death.
It's there
my
forever.
My goal next year is to write a book.
Yeah, do it.
Really?
Yeah.
You do it. Go through my number one advice is sell it through Amazon only. Through Amazon, because then it works with the SEO and all that. But anyway.
But I want it now. Why do I have to wait till October 8th?
For the book?
I'm buying it right now.
Buy it. Go.
I am. I'm buying it, but I'm like September 30th to October 8th.
I need to ship it. I need to ship it.
I'll just come pick it up at your house.
Just come pick it up. That's so funny. You're buying it. I love it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It's got great reviews.
So I wrote Gold, and we published that one, and it was like August or something. And so when we came out with it, I found out like right before it was printed that gold is the color for childhood cancer awareness.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. It's a children's book about gold, and gold's the color. Like we've got to do something. So all of the proceeds this month, if you buy the book on Amazon this month and go to my profile, I will give 10% of all sales to the Hayes Tough Foundation and Cure Search
to
help promote.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun and it's cool and it's just it's for a good cause.
It's
heartbreaking.
So everyone go to Amazon and it's just called Gold.
Yeah, it's Gold by Abi Ayres. I don't know, what did you search? If you search my name and Gold, it'll come up.
I just went to the link in your Instagram.
Oh yeah, or that. You can click the link in my bio.
So everyone go buy it. Go get a copy, especially because of the childhood cancer thing right now.
I mean, get it in the month of September so we can.
So one of our favorite guests we've had on. It's one of the most inspiring cancer survivor stories you've ever heard. Her name's Kim White. Kim can kick it.
Okay.
You should listen to it. It will blow your mind.
I will. That's awesome.
And ever since then, we've been, we had a niece pass away, little Clara, of neuroblastoma when she was, 3? And it's like, it's been kind of near and dear to our hearts.
Oh, it's so hard. It's hard to watch an adult go through it, but when you see a little kid, it's
gosh.
like no kid deserves that.
No. And so, man, see, how cool is this? I mean,
we turned Carol for president into helping childhood cancer. What can we not do here?
What are we doing next?
Well, and I think I think this is why the podcast is so cool, because if I watch Abby on her Instagram, I'm just happy, smile on my face, like just laughing, having a good time.
You're so sweet.
But thank you, by the way. Honey, you should take some notes.
Careful.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, edit that. We write that down. 46 minutes. But I think what's so cool about the podcast is that there is so much more to all the people that we're interviewing, and there's a reason. There are a lot of things that there's almost like this checklist of boxes that people have to check when they get the success that you're getting, and you're marking all the same ones that we've kind of heard from previous guests. Aww. Where it's authentic. I want to add value to other people's lives. I want to make them happy. I want to do something to help other people. Right?
Value, go-giver, man. She's talking about value without even knowing the book.
Go-giver, Gary
Go
V.
read the Go-giver.
I will. I'll have to read it.
It's kind of all rolled into one, and adding value to other people's lives you will be a successful person.
Yeah.
And that's
Johnson Files, we want to bring humor in really hard situations. I mean, you basically said that earlier in the podcast, how you just want to make people happy, get through the hard crap of the day.
I could have cried and hid in my closet, and when I got the Carol cut.
The Carol cut.
The Carol cut.
Hashtag Carol
cut. Yeah, I could have gone home and cried and whined and hid and just, poor me. Like, I look like an idiot. Or it's like,
look at Brent's little quivering lip over. He's just like, oh.
I know. But and everybody, and I'm not saying that if you do that, you're bad. It's just.
But we've all been there.
Who the hell cares?
Exactly.
Like, who the freak cares?
Haircut.
It's a hair. I mean, I do care a little bit. But,
I wonder how many husbands came home that night to their wives just in moo-moos and sweatpants. Like, you know what? I don't give a crap what you think about how I'm dressed, honey.
What's funny, though, is I would say a lot of our guests have joked that people have called me like an overnight success, right? And they're like, but they don't know all the years that have gone into it.
Right.
What's funny is people will say the same about you. I mean, you've said it, in 3 months, you've hit this level of success, but how many videos have you posted?
Oh, yeah.
How much time, effort,
how much
and
life have you lived leading up to it?
Yeah.
No, but like that she's already shared.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like you got a haircut and you thought, oh my gosh, this is going to make me Instagram famous.
Yeah.
It was authentic to who you were. And
when they landed,
it wouldn't have happened if you didn't have all of those other videos.
Yes. I was waiting so when you go viral, it's like you go viral and then there's this huge drop off. So I knew the drop off was coming.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But I think because there was enough foundation laid and a soft pillow, for them to land on, and it's like, oh wait, like I might stick around. There's a few other things.
Yeah.
I think that the drop off just never came because of that, and I hope that it can keep going. And
you have so much content for everybody to dig through.
I'm like, you've got 2 years. You go for it.
It's awesome. But see, it's like you said, it's a video journal. It's like
it's a video journal.
We found Carol because of the haircut.
And stayed for
and
Abby.
now we get to like go back through.
We stayed because of Abby.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was a lot of people
that.
said that, and I was like, oh yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I keep thinking of that. What's the Jim Carrey movie where like you get to see his whole life.
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show. Like, I just keep picturing this little thumbnail of Abby just like standing in front of a mirror with like a camera behind it. Like, we get to just see Abby in like real life, like unscripted, authentic, funny moments, crazy moments, sad moments. But you make,
and she's going live right now.
I'm getting really deep.
I'm doing a podcast.
Back here. I'm getting deep. Authentic moments, sad moments. Ooh, I look so fat. Turn it off. But and I mean, I love how it's just turn it on and we just let it ride and just let's see what happens.
Well, and the fact that you're willing just to put it out there, like, come what may, it's like, here I am. I'm doing this because it's fun for me, and I'm going to keep doing it. Like, to your point, I truly believe if you went back to the 1,200 OGs tomorrow, I think I don't think anything would change.
I honestly don't.
The only thing that would change is you might not go to influencer parties.
Yeah, and not get necklaces.
And not get cool necklaces for free. But I think you'd still be doing your garage date night inside the car with Ammon.
Totally.
You know,
we already have our next one planned.
Oh my God! Can I sit in the back?
Yes.
Please. I saw a back seat
actually
there.
A lady was like, "Can I sponsor your car date night?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can." She's a rapper.
Let me do the meal.
She's a rapper.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she wanted to bring a pot of jambalaya, and I was like, "How are we going to eat that in the car?"
I was gonna say that'd be a little hard.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a little hard. But yeah, I'll sponsor a date night.
Okay.
I'll do some bam bams.
Good.
That would be awesome. Do you need to go?
We're good.
You sure?
Else? Yeah.
Because I remember you saying you had to be gone by 4. Was that just
what time is it?
Was that just a safety?
It's 4:20.
He's like 4:30. It's like, you guys said you had to be gone by 4.
Okay, we got to take a break. It's 4:20.
I have to go do something very important for just the next 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
This is the time where I do my quote unquote meditation, and I need to take a 5-minute break. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just excuse me for 5, just 5, maybe even 3 minutes. It's good.
So do you ever have it? And I think we kind of touched on this, but do you ever have a plan for what you're going to post during the day? It's just.
I probably should.
I don't know.
I wonder. Don't know. I just can't.
I guess once you start doing, like, if you ever do posts for, like, even just skits, you have to plan those a little bit.
So yeah, I'll like have an idea.
But does something strike you as funny? Like, if you're driving, like, okay, I should probably get this on.
I have a little note. Yeah. Okay. I have like a little notepad of like, oh, I should do this. Or like when an idea pops into my mind, it's like, oh, so I write it down on my little notepad.
Interesting.
I haven't gone back to the notepad yet, but
wait. So one question I meant to ask the Johnsons was, what do you use in your car? Is it just a little like suction cup magnet type thing? Do you just put your phone there?
No.
Like what? Or you just hold it in your hand?
Yeah.
While you're driving? That's
normally I don't post and drive.
Right.
I did on the Carol video.
Right. I was going to say, I remember seeing moving trees.
Yeah, that was definitely
CGI.
I know, sorry guys.
I was looking at my screen instead of out the window.
Well, it almost looks like the Johnsons because it doesn't look like they're holding it. So they obviously have some sort of mount
things.
I try not. Facing. I really truly try. Like I make a conscious effort not to do. I did it all the time. I used to do it all the time, and then I realized like I should not be doing that. And a hater was like,
"Oh, they probably hated on you while they were texting while they were
driving."
I
was like, "You're right."
Writing the comment out of their
driving. Unbelievable,
But
Abby.
that is so true. I was like, "You're right." Like that's a hater, but like,
but
you're right. So it's okay. Like I try really, really, really hard not to do that anymore. And if I do it, it's usually when I'm going like 5 miles an hour in my neighborhood or something.
Need to get them
like,
out.
I do. I need to go.
Just get them out, and then it's not that big of a deal, really. You may not
even
be able to
then
look
though.
into
I'm just trying not to.
Do you have like
I want to see
work
road
hours?
Rage.
Like where you're willing to like post and make time like you're like, no, this is either family time or this is D time or.
So I need to. That's like the arm being cut off where it's like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I need to. What I think I need to do is just say, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays or Monday, Wednesday. These are just my days that I do.
But then what if something incredible happens?
I know. So that it's just
hard. I do think that you need to try to time
structure.
Block. You have to add structure to it.
So like DMs, I get 500 DMs a day. That's like regular.
Gosh.
What are they saying besides Donald?
Just everything.
You've been responding to all my DMs, and it makes I feel super cool.
No, I try really hard.
I'll just keep it to text
and I think
messages
that's
now.
another thing that like kind of sets me apart is like I actually and I want to I really want to talk to you guys, and I don't know how long this can go on for because
sure.
Bridget talks about it. She still answers all of her DMs personally.
Yeah,
and she's got.
Well, it's a big thing, and I know.
Hard.
Yeah, she's behind on it. She was saying in that video yesterday, but yeah, I mean it's.
So what I think I need to do is just say, okay, every night for 1 hour and every morning for 1 hour or something like that. It's crazy. Like I'll just answer DMs, and Ammon helps me sometimes. So don't tell anyone.
No,
his answers are hilarious though. I'm like, what
I'm gonna keep DMing until I feel like I get an Ammon answer.
Yeah, you'll know. Like I feel like
NASA.
You know when people are like, what? Yeah, he just says the most random things. Like,
he's a witty dude.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Like Ammon is a funny guy.
He is so funny. He's the best. But yeah, so I try really hard to answer all the DMs. So I think for me, I can't do that during the day because it's like I could do that all day long. But for posting, it's like I can't. I just when it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
It's funny. The last 2 days I haven't posted much, but it's like I don't have anything to say.
That's how I've been the last 3 weeks, Abby.
It's like I have nothing to say. Sorry. And then people are like, "Where are you? You've been gone for a day." I'm like,
that's what the Johnson said. It's so much pressure.
Calm down, people. I'm taking
like, where
a day
are you?
off. I know.
We need you. It's like I have children.
I have a life. I promise. You might not think I do, but
no, I think people definitely know that you have a life, and that's great. I mean, it puts it into perspective. Like you say, adding value or influencing people to make their day better, like just a DM.
Yeah, really.
That probably means the world, even if it's just the like double click.
Like I'm here.
Heart, like I read
saw
it. You.
I saw you. I appreciate you.
Right. Like that's so. I struggle with the dining room. You know, I'm chatty, right?
Yeah.
As you can tell. And for the last couple of years, I haven't gone to the dining room during lunch.
Because
I get stuck out there talking for like 3 hours. And it's not, and I don't say that like I get stuck and I hate it. It's that I like it.
Yeah. And you're like,
and I know that it means a lot to people to feel like validated by the owner. And I love going out there, but I'm no good at saying like,
we gotta
like, cause you saying like, I got to put an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the trick for me is
time
blocking, out there for 30 to 40
time blocking, and then just be like,
time blocking's one thing, but then saying like, oh, my time block's up. Like, I know your mom's
trying,
I think
people,
but
I really do think people can appreciate that because you're putting boundaries on yourself. Like,
right.
You respect yourself enough to put those boundaries. I obviously don't, but I'm gonna try and get there.
If I'm having fun, I don't stop, and that's. I think that's my problem, but
yes.
I do have to find a balance because I think it does help a lot when I'm out there talking to people but again, I've got to learn how to block that off. And there may be the rare circumstance where they're telling me about their, dad dying last week, and I can't say like, oh, well, 4 o'clock.
Time
Sorry,
4:20.
DM me the rest. But I mean, I think that's really great advice. Is just put an hour into it every day and just go out there and make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Abby. See?
Yeah, see? Learn something
You're influencing everyone. What's that?
So when people say, oh, I did that,
no,
I do hashtag influenced. It's so funny.
Influence.
Like whenever people are like, oh, I just made lasagna because you posted about your lasagna. I'm like, influenced.
It's like I'm wearing a muumuu with nothing underneath it.
Yep.
Thanks to what, Andrew? I don't. If I wear a muumuu, that's it.
No, it's. You want to know what's under this muumuu? Another muumuu.
So that was kind of the pitch, like, because you said that once in one of your videos. So
no, the lady, we did like a little like a name or like caption this picture.
Oh, okay.
And somebody wrote that.
I read it somewhere.
That was the funniest one to me.
How did what did you call it? The spin challenge or whatever it was that you started.
So my friend tagged me. My friend tagged me in that, and I did it back. I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't know.
The best part about it is watching people's concentration.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. You have to do it.
I didn't see anyone doing it unless they were tagging you.
Oh yeah, no. So
then
it became a thing.
It's like the same thing.
Then it became a thing.
It was like the ice bucket challenge.
I still get at least 5 a day, and I'm like, you guys, like, can we get over it, please?
No, it's like planking. It's hilarious.
It'll never end.
There was one where a dad was just like walking behind him.
Like it was so, and he fell. Like, oh my gosh. So, and everybody's like, why are we doing this? I'm like, I don't even know. Nobody knows.
But obviously people love it because they're doing it. And I watch every one of them.
I know. It was so. And
I'm sure at some point it'll get
the men
annoying.
in it were just so bad and so good. Just like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this, wife?
But you make people laugh.
Nobody knows. Yeah, there you go.
And I mean,
I thought it was to keep a straight face. So everybody thinks it's a different thing.
Right.
One is to go as fast as you can. One is to like show the pretty view around. I thought it was because you couldn't laugh while doing it. Like,
see, I thought it was to keep your head still. Like,
yeah, to keep still.
Like
that's
your
definitely
lower half
one.
can move, but the upper half has to stay straight.
Yeah.
And just you got to do the full.
You just got to do the full panoramic.
Oh, that's
so
really
yeah.
funny.
Everybody's like, "Oh, I thought it was for this." I'm like, "It can be what."
I've had some good ideas about the spin
challenge. Are you
challenge.
Do the spin challenge?
But I don't know if my wife will let me do it.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not sexual in nature. Just just so you know. But yeah, I was like, how do we spice this up a little bit? And I had some pretty funny ideas. It does involve no shirt for me. But I don't know if I'm ready to put that out there.
Be your authentic self.
I know. So you're inspiring me. I did it in a family picture the other day, or a family reunion. They're like, okay, because I hate like family pictures.
Yeah,
and we had these, the employees at this ranch were like, all right, let's take the picture. I'm like, all right. I just ripped my shirt off. I'm like, let's go. And I was like,
do it.
Cross-eyed and like, I need to do this more, but it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll see if I can put it together.
Yeah. Well, tag me.
Please. I'm doing it for you.
Share it.
Like, please. Like, why else would I do the spin challenge? I'm like,
on their
doing
wedding
it for
day.
you, Abby.
Did you see the wedding one?
No.
I'm like, dude, it's your wedding. You don't need to be focused on
your
the
mouth.
spin challenge.
Oh, that's hysterical. Someone did it at their wedding.
So good.
Well, at least it wasn't wedding night.
Well, I'm sure they did it then too.
Did they post it?
I guess you'll never know.
You put that in the Donald file?
Yeah, that's the Donald. That's under the Donald highlight.
All right. Well,
it's been so fun.
This has been so fun.
A lot of fun.
Is there anything else you want to talk
How
about?
have I never done this before? Like, I'm a virgin. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And you know what? We're going to apologize right now because get ready for some phone calls. There's going to be a lot of phone calls now. Like,
and get ready for future disappointment.
It's
never going to be the same.
We do hear that quite a bit, that we are people's favorite interview. And that's because most interview, it's kind of similar to what you're talking about with your Instagram. A lot of podcasts are very
let's
niche,
talk
right?
About
let's talk about the business side.
Yeah.
We just want to talk. We want to hear the background, the story. We just want to shoot the crap.
I'm excited to hear Anna's once you get her.
I know that she's the first one, and we've talked to some pretty big wigs, right? But she's the first one that's just like, I can't. Like, she wrote, "I can't wait to meet you." MEAT. I'm like, yes, this chick's gonna be awesome. Here's my assistant's email. She knows my schedule way better than I do, and she's like, I can't wait. There's so much good content coming out of the UV. Like, let's get this going. And I was like, this is awesome, but I have to reach out to an assistant. She's a baller. I want an assistant so bad. It's just a status thing, really, more than anything.
I had to get one.
You had to get one?
Yeah. I got one. Emily.
Yes.
I know.
Good for you.
I just can't.
You can't.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Go email this email. Emily will take care of you.
So how did you find Emily?
Through my brother. He's like, you've got it. He works at BYU Hawaii in the entrepreneurship business, whatever. Who knows?
Right.
He's
some
like,
business.
You got to get an assistant.
Totally.
Emily.
Well, and where you're a mom. And a wife.
If this were my job, no, I don't need one. But it's like, I have a job.
I don't know.
I have an Airbnb.
If this is your job.
I've got so much.
Did you say you have an Airbnb?
Yes.
What?
We have a rental property and an Airbnb that we manage.
Look
it's
at you.
This is too much.
You got to have an assistant.
Yeah.
And when this is your job, and when Ammon has to quit his job.
Then Ammon can be my assistant.
No, I don't know if that would be healthy. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no way. No way. He'll be the manager.
She said that
You're
with
like,
the straightest face.
This hot chocolate.
And Ammon will be my assistant.
Ammon will be
like I said, 7 marshmallows, Ammon. 7 marshmallows. You jackass.
We'll get you some perk in the morning.
That's right. Seriously. Have you heard of perk?
No.
What?
We're going to you're going to walk out of here never the same.
Oh, Yeah, you got to look up Perk Energy. Like
no.
you're gonna. So
I can't.
So
Yes.
Anna is good friends with the creator of Perk. We had her on the show too. Rena is her name. Rena
Doman.
Sorry, brain freeze. But she makes Perk Energy, and it's basically like a hot chai flavored.
Ooh.
And then they have a chocolate.
Yeah, they've got a mint chocolate chill version. Have they announced the new one yet?
Nope.
We're not allowed to talk
But
about
we
it.
know about it.
We know all about it.
Ooh.
We get all the details off the air. 'Cause
Right.
All the guests are like, I can't tell you about that.
We
And then
get
we stop
Ziploc
recording
bags
and they go,
unmarked.
okay, here's how
Yeah.
it goes.
Like who I just talked to and met.
You're totally going to
today.
tell us after.
Yeah, I will.
Wait, so last question.
Oh,
so
okay.
if Donald
We're ending with Donald.
were Chris Hemsworth,
I'm so glad.
does the conversation change?
Oh, absolutely.
I wish we could see her face when she said that. It's like,
duh.
Thor,
Yeah.
slide to my DMs, son. It'll be a way different experience than Donald had.
I love that we're ending with good old Donald. Good old Donald from Singapore.
Donald, I wonder what his real name is.
I do
It's
too.
probably some crazy Singapore name.
Yeah.
But you handled that very professionally. So
No,
Well,
Thank-
Abby, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
you guys
That was
are
a lot of
awesome.
fun.
What
Thank
a
you
riot.
so much.
we need to add Ammon to the Instagram husband roundtable that we're going to be
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
Because we do want
We
to
need to have like a support group
Yeah.
almost.
like, what's the struggle of having
Ammon
an
would be
influencer
there.
wife?
Ammon would 100%.
Ammon
be
is
there.
hysterical. But anyways, yeah, thanks for coming.
You
Thanks for
guys are
squeezing
awesome.
us in.
Thank you.
We're excited to see what happens for you.
Awesome.
Everybody go buy Gold, a children's book by
Yes.
Abby.
In the month of
Ours.
September.
In the month
Ayres.
of September.
And you
Ayres.
definitely need to
Ayres.
follow Abi Ayres on Instagram and everything else. Carol.
ABIAYRES.
Right. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
All right. See you guys.